I want to dive in further now to the regulatory angle on Robinhood. With us is David Chase, the former SEC Enforcement Division Senior Counsel and CEO of the law firm David R. Chase. David, good to have you back on the show. Look, we were waiting for this S1 for weeks. It wasn't happening. Our sources told us that the SEC was asking questions, which is not unusual. But what can you tell us about what you imagined was going on behind the scenes as this company tried to get this document out the door?
Well, there's a host of disclosures, obviously, when a company goes public. There's going to be a huge magnitude of disclosures that take place. And so no doubt in the filing that Robinhood made for its bid to go public, there's a host of material critical information that has to be disclosed, both good and bad, including its operations, its profitability, regulatory actions or investigations, including class actions, and the potential impact upon the price of the stock. So it was a huge undertaking, but it's very much a sign of things and an indication of things to come once Robinhood becomes a publicly traded filing company.
Now, a lot's happened since you and I last talked, which was sort of at the height of the GameStop craze. We've seen Vlad Tenev, the CEO, testify before Congress. We've seen them pay this fine to FINRA, but also doubling down on customer support, doubling down, they say, on investing in the stability of the platform. From what you've seen, is Robinhood a legitimate platform for trading, or do you have concerns?
Well, from all indications, it's a legitimate, viable platform that appears, in my opinion, to have undergone growing pains, which is not atypical of new emerging companies in the financial industry space, or for that matter, I think in any business space. And so with it comes growing pains, and with it comes less than perfect policies and procedures and operational issues. And my strong sense is that Robinhood, like a lot of other companies that grew extremely quickly, there's an element of catch-up, both on the regulatory side and the business operations side, as well as the disclosure side. And I think that was evidenced in the announcement, I believe, yesterday, where Robinhood paid the largest of record fine to FINRA of $70 million for a variety of infractions, although they neither admitted nor denied the allegations in the settlement. So I think it's a very good indication that it's real. There's clearly a following, but they need to pay attention and have a vigilance for compliance, particularly if they're going to be a publicly traded filing company.
Well, and, interesting fact, obviously, you used to work at the SEC. Dan Gallagher, a top Robinhood executive, was a former SEC commissioner. We learned from the S1 he's fairly well paid. So Robinhood does have this regulatory expertise on the inside. From your perspective, has that really helped? Do you see that vigilance that they need?
Yeah, actually, I know Dan. He's a great guy, and he's a very good lawyer. And I think it's a benefit to Robinhood to have somebody with that experience and track record and institutional kind of knowledge of the SEC, et cetera, involved. I do think with time they will bring more resources on. They will learn from past, perhaps, indiscretions. And will improve their business operations and achieve, I would assume, a higher level of compliance. Now, though, going public, that will all be laid bare in a much more transparent basis. They need to, Robinhood, like any other publicly traded filing company, has to file financial statements, audited financials on an annual basis, needs to disclose material events, including litigation and regulatory actions, if it's deemed to be material to the business operations of the company. And to, as you indicated, need to disclose other critical information to shareholders and the investing public, including executive compensation and share structure, et cetera.
All right. Well, we're going to be covering every step of the way on their road to IPO. David R. Chase, former senior counsel at the SEC's Enforcement Division. Always appreciate your insights here, David, on the show.